What was your favourite moment in the ring? Was it winning the world title or another fight, or
Vivian
when
Harris.
you felt you were absolutely at your best?
The Vivian Harris win was the win that gave me probably the most satisfaction. Mm-hmm. Everybody was scared to death of him in the weight. And my camp had been so, different reasons, it's in the book.
You've got to plug the book.
It's in the book.
It's in the book. You've got to do the book.
Yeah. So with all the stuff that happened behind the scenes before that fight, getting in and performing to that level, of a person that everybody turned around and said, this is the best light welterweight in the world, super lightweight. And I went out and I beat him up. Hit him with good shots, hurt him, dropped him, he got up, dropped him again, and finished him off with a great left hook. Yeah. That moment was the moment.
Yes.
The moment right next to that is actually Alan Bosworth's British title.
Right, okay. Did that give you more satisfaction than winning the world, getting British?
Yeah.
Right.
My first belt. My first major belt proper. I won a WBF belt before that, but I won. Yeah. But winning the British belt was special.
Yeah.
That's one, because that's what realistically, that's what I knew I could do. Yes. But I did it in a style which was just easy. Yeah. Everything just went, it works. And Brendan taught me something in change rooms on the night of the fight, and I put it into practice in the fight. And then I couldn't believe how tough the man was.
Right. Did you get the support? I mean, I don't know what your family background is or anything like that. Did you get support from family, friends all throughout your career, or was it really yourself that did it all?
There's no way that I didn't get some support.
Yeah.
You don't do anything without support. So yeah, my family really helped me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what they helped me did, I moved from Bradford to Sheffield. And I was go out and do your thing, and it wasn't a case of, they didn't sit over me and watch everything I'm doing. They supported me when I needed it, but I'd have to ask for it if I needed something. But they just let me get on with it, and I didn't get no hassle from them. And what I realised throughout, for all the kids who used to came in that gym and trained, and I seen people come and the parents are out, I'm giving you this here, here's this bit of money and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and I'm just like, but you've actually overloaded them with help and support, and it's actually become negative to what they want to do. Yeah. And then you've got a kid who come up and he's got nothing. He's got no clothes. He's come and he's just struggling to get through. And that's the other end with no support, no nothing. And he didn't go far, not because he didn't have any talent, because the talent he had, he should have got somewhere. I'm not saying he'd been world champion, but he got somewhere. But he got nowhere because he had no support whatsoever. And boxing's brutal. And every aspect of boxing can stop you achieving.
Yeah. What was at the core of you that sort of got you up in the morning to go pounding the streets and stuff like that? Where did it come from?
You're told what, you have an expectation. You're going to get up and run it morning, right? I'm going to get up and run. And then I'm going to go to the gym. Then you're going to do this, and you're going to do that. And then the realisation kicks in. And you have to get yourself up. And it's like, do I want to be British champion? Yeah. Do I want to be world champion? Yeah. I want to be world champion. I want to be the best I can be. And the only way you do that is through hard work. No matter how much talent you've got, bags of people with talent. Loads of people throughout my career at particular points had more talent than me. But I kept growing and growing. And they were like, yeah. I'm not working hard because I've got some talent. And everybody around them carries on working and carries on working. And you see people who've got hardly any talent start to achieve. Johnny Nelson's best one because he had very little talent, natural talent.
Did he know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he knew it. And he, in his own words, he wanted to be around. He was different. In his own words, when he started, he came into the gym just to be around the gym. And then because he was around the gym, he had to train. Yeah. And then he carried on and he boxed for how many times and eventually became good. But that's just through dedication and hard work. But without dedication and hard work, no matter how much talent you've got, the chances of achieving are zero.
Yeah. Have you thought like Johnny Nelson sort of going more into the media? Have you had opportunities for that?
Not enough.
No.
I've had a couple. I've done little bits. I'd like to do some more, but at the same time, fame was never my thing. I wasn't bothered by fame. I didn't want to be famous. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be world champion. So I dreamed and I worked hard at being world champion. I expected more money to come with that. So I'm still working for money, as we all do. Yeah. But even those who've got loads of money still carry on working to make more money. So that's never going to stop.
Do you ever get your belts out and have a little look and say, do you give yourself a pat on the back and say, bloody hell, I bloody worked hard for this?
Not on my own, I don't. Not on my own, I don't. But I bring them out for people, and then, and at that particular point, sometimes it kicks in.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's when when I bring my belts out for people, I'm going to take them to a show, bring them down to lads to motivate the lads. This is what you can win. And then I realised, like, yeah, I did that. I had 2 British belts at one point. Yeah.
Because not many people achieve this.
No.
So it's a phenomenal achievement, isn't it? I mean, it's really.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's fantastic. When you retired, how did you cope? Was it like a slow retirement? Because I know a lot of boxers find it very, very difficult when they hang up the gloves. Did you always feel that, I've got one more fight in me, or how was it?
I've definitely got one more fight in me. Still have.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. I had my last fight, which was for European title, and I got robbed.
Yeah.
So I was pissed.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had a couple of months where I was just pissed with Jim.
Yeah.
Because of the way that all ended.
Yeah.
The way I was treated at the actual fight was terrible.
Yes.
So I was pissed with that. So I had about 6 months where I was just like bitting and batting. And then I kicked back into it, got back in shape, got ready for fights, and said, "Get me fights." And the management team didn't do the job.
So there's a possibility you could get back in the ring. Would you do one of these YouTuber fights?
It'd have to be something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It did. No. There's no realistic way of saying, I'm going to come through and win a world title and believe it. No. It's been way too long. But a one-off fight against someone, that could have happened. The thing is, the fight that would have done all right was the fight that is Ricky Hatton, and it's just like that whole Ricky Hatton death is just terrible.
Yeah.
And it's so unexpected. It was unexpected at the time. It's weird because it would have happened a couple of years before that, when he seemed to be going through a really bad patch.
Yes.
It was kind of half expected, But where he was at that particular point, you thought he got through the worst of it.
Yeah, got a fight coming up.
Yeah. Got his family, got his kids. I know he's not living with them, but they're still in his life. He sees them. He's going to be all right.
Have you ever suffered that sort of mental depression? Because a lot of boxers do.
I've never got to a point where I thought I'm going to take my own life or anything like that. Frustrated, annoyed. Sometimes you just think people don't understand how much I sacrificed, to get what I got.
Do people not understand that?
No, and people don't understand how much you have to sacrifice. It's like Christmas dinner. It's Christmas Day. I've got a fight coming up in January. Yeah, right. What are you gonna do for Christmas dinner? Well, I can't have my proper Christmas dinner. I can't pig out. There's no cake. So I'm having a bit of turkey, cauliflower, veg is all right. You know what I mean? So the general meal's not too bad, but it's just a really small small portion. Yeah, I'm like, okay, but there's no cake. There's no cream. There's no glass of wine. I'm not. Everybody. So when I was 18 and 19 and stuff, and before I turned pro, I'd go out drinking like all the teenagers do. And then all of a sudden, I turned pro and I just went, boom, that's got to stop. And I didn't have a drink for 8 months. Then I didn't have a drink for another 6 months, and then another 14 months. And every time I had a drink, it was a special occasion. And it'd be 2 glasses, or a bottle. And it went from going out like every weekend as you do, to, I'm not drinking. And I got to the point, and I'm comfortable not drinking now, and I don't need drink. But everyone likes to drink every now and then. But realistically,
do you feel like
that changes.
You lost all your 20s in terms of sociability or sort of, you know, going out? I mean, you know, girlfriends, things like that. You know, do you have to kind of like? I mean,
everything gets put on the back burner at times. Your girlfriend's the one who suffers the most in that respect. And it's just like, I think that's what I needed to do for me. I know, like, Ricky still went out and drunk, and Kel went out and drunk, and there's other fighters who have done and still managed to have careers. But I looked at myself and I just thought, I'm not that lucky. If I go out and drink, something's gonna happen. I've been out plenty of times and not drunk, but if I go out and drink, something's going to happen.
Right. Do you feel like people might challenge you in the pub or something?
You're always going to get that, but you always get those who look at it and then just think, you can actually fight. No, I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
And because I'm not aggressive and I don't claim to be a knobhead when I go out. I don't say, I'm the world champion. I'm European champion. Get out of my way. I'm not pushing in and stuff. And I see people do that to an extent, but that's never been me. I'm the guy just quietly comes out in the background and then so there I come. So if someone sees me and recognises me, takes me to the front. I'm going to the front. I'm not saying I'm not, but at the same time, I'm not the guy who's shouting my name as I'm walking through town centre. So.
So now the most important thing about this interview is the book.
Yes.
Is the book. So did you enjoy the whole process? Did you find out anything about yourself? Tell us about what was it like doing a book? Were you comfortable with doing a book?
I'd thought about doing the book for a couple of years. And I didn't think it was going to happen, but I'd thought about it. And then the opportunity came up and I thought, yeah, okay, we're going to do it. And then we started doing it and we questions and answering questions and just thinking about where my mind was at that time and what I thought. And what you realise is how naive. What I realised about myself was how naive I really was. I knew nothing about the pro game before I turned pro. Absolutely nothing. And then you forget things as you're growing. And then because you knew that was, okay. I forgot that you get draws in pros. Because I got used to getting in the ring, you either win or you lose.
Yeah.
So my first fight, I got a draw.
Yeah, you had a couple of draws, didn't you?
Yeah. So my first fight, I got a draw. And I'm stood there giving it a draw. What do you mean a draw? What's a draw got to do with anything? It's boxing. You win or you lose. And then dealing with that realisation and that sinking in, like I didn't win my first fight. Also, I didn't lose it, so that was all right.
Yeah.
Not a complete loss, but it wasn't the win I wanted. But also, you understand that you could go back and change situations and change decisions you made, there's so many you'd change. Everyone would, but a boxing career, especially one that's lasted as long as I've, is an extremely long time. So within that field, I learned so much about what a manager does, what a trainer does. And now I realise where my management was good, where my management was crap, where my trainer was good. Yeah. How that helped, going sparring away. I went to Denmark sparring several times. But I remember going, first time I went, and got the plane. So John says, right, there's your ticket for the train. Get off at Manchester Airport, check in. That's your flight number. When you land, someone's going to pick you up and take you to where you're going. I'm like, 1 minute. I've got a Nokia all brick type phone that works for. It works, when you're going abroad, it's like £1.20 a minute. You're thinking, there's no way I'm receiving a call. No. Never mind making one. And just that whole situation, being able and having to just being thrown into it, and on my own.
So is the book a kind of no holds barred? Do you really go into the sort of psychology of the fighting or your personal life, or is it sort of a general just journey of the fights that you had and everything?
You've got a journey because it mentions different fights, obviously.
Yeah.
It goes into my personal life, what I was thinking, what was actually happening behind the scenes, pre-fight, post-fight.
Yes.
And also where I am now, because now I'm in Rotherham, I've got a gym in Eastwood. But it just gives a broad spectrum of where I am now as well.
So if people want to come to your gym, so we want to promote the gym. So what people can turn up, what kind of age groups is it?
We have a session and it's from 12 all the way through to adults. That's most nights 6 o'clock. Monday through to Friday. And then we do a kids session on a Thursday and a Saturday morning. Saturday morning's 9 o'clock, Tuesday's 5 o'clock. And that's anywhere from 7 up to 11. So the young kids have only got 2 sessions a week. Everybody else have got 5 sessions to choose from.
Brilliant. And
it's just the gym's just a good place to be.
Yes. Got a good atmosphere to it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not height of fashion and technology.
That's brilliant.
But everybody I know comes in and says, "Oh, I've been to other gyms, give it." It's a really good vibe.
Yeah.
The people who come as well make it.
Yeah.
And I just give it. Yeah. I want people who want to be here. I don't have a lot of people who are just coming in because they've got a load of social media accounts.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Yeah. So people should go out and buy the book.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So they've got to get it. So only a few more questions. Just some general questions about life. But what are you thinking about the YouTube fighters? Would you like to go in with a Jake Paul or something like that?
Financially, yes.
Yes, that'd be good.
Financially, a hell of a lot, yeah. Rest of it, I'm not right bothered. Yeah. I generally don't watch them.
No.
Yeah.
Could you? What do you think about some of the older boxers? You've got like people like Mike Tyson now. He's going up against Floyd Mayweather. Then he's, there's Pacquiao is going on. Do you think this is good? Could you do that with people similarly from your era? Do you think?
I think it's got a place. It's definitely got a place. The way the world has gone. Mike Tyson, when he boxed Jake Paul, was terrible for Mike Tyson.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not because, because the rules that were in place with the stipulations and all that stopped him from being who he would have been, and I think that took away from Mike and it took away from his proper legacy.
I think so. He got paid a fortune, but was it worth it legacy-wise?
Legacy-wise, not. Keeping his social media in the eyes, it kept him in the eyes, and people still know who he is. But I just think if George Foreman's boxing, Larry Holmes, if you're boxing someone of your own generation, that's cool. Yeah. When you're boxing someone 30 years younger than you, and you've got to hold back, it's a piss take.
Yeah. Who would you fight then if there was somebody of your generation now that they said, now's the chance?
I don't really know, because I don't think about it that much, because in my eyes, the only one that I was thinking about was probably Ricky. Yeah. Just because of it never happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And there's plenty of the fights that didn't happen. Mayweather never happened. Yes. Mayweather should have happened.
Yes. Why didn't that happen?
I think the first time it got offered, it was too early. Yeah. And when it happened, when it should have happened for the world title, he didn't want it.
Yeah. Because those 2 fights, had you had those 2 fights, I suppose your whole thing you'd have been elevated way up there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
In a way. Even though you were world champion and done all that stuff, because sometimes you're defined by the fights that you have against people, aren't you? Yeah.
It's not just the titles, it's who you box, it's when you box. And it's also about the social media, the media exposure of the whole thing. Yeah. It's not just about the talent.
Yes.
Because there's brilliant, talented fighters who get very little exposure. Yeah. And that's why sometimes you took of AJ, when AJ got beat by Ruiz. Yes. Yeah. I remember being sat in here with one of the fighters at the time, Dom Hunt, and we were talking about Ruiz, and we were saying, I can see Ruiz winning. Yes. Because Ruiz is a capable fighter. Yes. Yeah. Who's got nothing to lose, who's in shape, who will work. AJ's overhyped. Yes. Overexposed. He's going to be thinking it's an easy walk in the park. He's not going to take it serious. He's got every chance of getting beat.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
Yeah.
Happened way worse than we expected it to happen. And to be honest, it ruined him.
Yeah.
It finished. I think that was his final fight. After everything after that has just been. He's been there and he's just like, I've got to get a win, and he's made great money.
Yeah.
And I understand all of it.
Back in the ring after that tragedy that he.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. Doesn't need to, does it?
No, he doesn't. And because it was nothing to do with boxing as such, yeah, I don't think he should. Because for me, his mental stability of him done what he's already done just made me think, you know what? Go off, go into the sunset, carry on with me. You've got plenty of other money coming in. Yeah. Go carry on doing that. Carry on doing what you're doing. Because he's a multi-millionaire. He's got millions coming in. He's got millions of opportunities. He doesn't need to get back in the ring. No. And he's far past his best. Yeah. So why?
So only a couple more questions. Who was your favourite fighter? Did you have someone that you really looked up to that, I've got to watch those fights? Were you like a Muhammad Ali man? Or were you, well,
it's weird because, like, Sugar Ray Leonard, I love Sugar Ray Leonard, yes. Yeah, but I didn't see a lot of him.
No.
Yeah, and so, but I'd watched bits of Sugar Leonard. Sugar Leonard was always the man.
Yes.
But coming through, when I looked at the British scene and people were about Michael Watson.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, there were Michael Watson and Eubank, but you were always Michael Watson for me. I just liked his character. He did what he did. He wasn't braggadocious. No. Ben was shouting off. He's a thug. Yeah. Eubank's carrying on like Eubank carries on, which is just him. And Watson was just in the middle, calm, collective, not too loud, let his fist do the talking. Didn't box anything like I boxed. Yeah. But his character of what he did was just like, yeah, okay, I respect that and I like that. Went out and let his fist do the talking. Yeah. He was lucky in respect of the other two made it so everybody still noticed him.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And without them two, people wouldn't have noticed him as much.
That's right, yeah.
But because he was thrown in the middle with them, it worked. Yeah. And he was definitely the best out of the three.
So how would you like to be remembered? How would you, when people look back on you and they say, Junior Witter, how would you like them to think about you?
Best of my generation. Yeah. A genuine world champion who did it all.
Witter the hitter.
Witter the hitter. And I just think, in that respect, yeah. Personally, I know I was very misunderstood coming through. But a lot
Did you have a kind of image?
I didn't have an image that I want. Well, I should say the image I was given to portray wasn't what I wanted.
Right.
But I did the best I could do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the main thing is I got in and I've boxed whoever and I won.
Yeah. Champion of the world.
Champion of the world. Yeah.
How many people can say that?
No. And it's sometimes it still sinks in. It kicks in every now and then.
So folks, you've got to go out and buy the book. So they've got to buy the book, haven't they?
Yeah. The book tells a lot behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And explains a lot that people won't expect, and yeah, it's good. It's a good read.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.